I know it's been a while since you caught me in the studio by myself in the cut. I've been bringing on folks and going back and forth and having some very, very interesting debates. And as I tell you guys all the time about the quality of your living, the quality of your living, not mine, not anybody else's, and when you attempt to want to get into this realm and this part of the industry, sometimes you want to keep things under wraps as much as you can, but you can't get where you plan on going without letting yourself be clear and be free and be open and being honest with yourself. That's why we talk about integrity. A lot of people are not honest and ready to be all the way honest with what they need and what they deserve in order to get to the next level because they don't know what the next level even look like, and also because they don't even know that they could actually make it there. Some people are comfortable where they at. They're really, really afraid to get out of their comfort zone. And I'm glad that, when we're doing these things, we have things like this documented because time is going to tell exactly where everybody's at for themselves. I tell you guys all the time about the quality of your living is based entirely upon your ability. Your ability to do what and how you're going to go about it. And if you're even going to be successful at what you're doing. I want to give a shout out to everybody who comes on the set because I see you guys putting in the work, being consistent, and shout out to all of the amazing guests that I'm going to have come on the set. And I hope that what I'm doing is showing a few things. A real soul passion, a dedication of bringing people's stories to life, things that I'm a part of. In some episodes, you're going to get me as reckless as possible. And on some episodes, you won't catch me uttering a sense of profanity. The problem is a lot of people are afraid to be who they really are wholeheartedly, internally. Because they're constantly lying to themselves first and foremost. That's why relationships don't work. People want people to be how they envision them versus the harsh reality of who people really are. See, I learned to accept people for how they actually are. And because I did that, I didn't catch myself in too many issues, not more than I actually needed to be in. But I realized that some people will say, you don't have to approach situations this way. And it's not your business to tell me how to approach my situations. Like it won't be my business to tell you how to approach yours. Now, we can make suggestions. But we also know that we are in the times where either you're doing and you're really showing it, or you need someone else to really assist you in you being able to show it. Everybody's not conditioned to move and navigate, and it shouldn't be seen as anything less. Listen, I am one of the most individuals with integrity. I'm spoiled. And because I know not to use my manpower in negative manners, oh, how many boys itch to try. Not me, but see exactly where my flaws are at to see exactly how they could expand on it. And it's all about family, y'all. It's all about family. But I promise you, to anyone who plans on getting a part of this YouTube industry world. Anyone out there on their shows and podcasts sneak dissing or disrespecting the family tree. We live in a time now where we're not playing fair. People are not playing fair. I am conditioned and from a generation that know to not play with people's family. Not the woman, not the children, not the dead. And I know everyone see me and saying, yo, everybody got to have a price. Everyone has a price. Everyone has a price to crash out. Everyone has a price to shut the fuck up. Everyone has a price to go above and beyond if they choose to. Everyone has a price to get in where they fit in. I understand the different prices. That's why in a lot of areas I try to keep my mouth shut. And shout out to the horsemen who assist in me knowing when and when not to actually approach certain situations. But I believe as we grow and as men, there's a time and place where there's some things that just shouldn't be done. Certain things that just shouldn't be said. And I promise you, certain things just can't happen again. See, I knew I really, really grew up when people was able to disrespect my family tree. And I spoke with my conglomerate. I swear, I've changed so much. I grew up so much. So there's certain things that just can't be said. And if it's going to be said, and it's going to be treated as if it's such open area, as if it's nothing, then allow me to really introduce myself. Because the game, I've told you guys from season 1, the game is now filled to the brim with a bunch of unrealistic motherfuckers who think their ass is gonna age like wine as their phone calls can't be made. That's the problem that we have in this here industry. You're in the streets. Everyone has a price. Everyone has a price for everything. There's a crash out price. And the family tree is one of them. And that goes across the board from any name that comes under the Craig regime. That goes to the Craigs, that goes to the Saxons, that goes to the Sumlaws, the Skinners, the Burns, the Salgados. It goes across the Brunson. It goes across Major. It goes across every single family tree that's been branched in with this conglomerate. It doesn't, we're not to be played with. And I can't speak for a lot of my other niggas, but I'm telling you right now, on my mama, there's a price for everything. And it's not like we live in a time now with social media and technology. It ain't like people can't be reached out to. It ain't like you can't just go tap them on the shoulder. But this is not going forward, it's not going to happen again. I spoke to the horseman, I spoke to the conglomerate, and we all on the same page. And it will now officially will be at your sole responsibility, risk, cost, and expense, regardless of whether or not anything works. Because I tell you guys all the time, it's about the quality of your living, how honest you are with yourself, how real you are with yourself, and what you really, really want for yourself. Everyone's not going to be able to go with you. They just can't. And because I know you're afraid and you may not know how it's going to unravel, you yourself have to trust the process. And so for some of us, we're no longer here for a long time. We're here for a good time. And you can't knock anyone how they're traveling, and you can't knock anyone's hustle, and you definitely can't knock how someone decides to live. And I'm hoping that on every episode you learn something. And be careful what you ask for. Because when God actually give it to you, you might not be ready. Short episodes, but it's worth every second. And to all of those going forward, this is not for play. And I hope that you take and learn something, because it will be at your sole responsibility. And we talk every single time about the quality of your living. I'm talking about the quality of your living. Checkmate.